You know, in a way, I was extremely lucky, because someday the publisher was, in 1950 exactly, the publisher of my first book called me and said, "Do you want to go to the States?" And I said, "Yes, of course, when tomorrow?" And I was jumping into the wildlife. I took a boat, went to New York, and I stayed a year in America, very much helped by the foundation, which gave me, I wouldn't say lots of money, but very well paying all my travels. And I kept traveling in the States, going to Canada, jumping for a few days in Mexico, and really was enchanting. And never shall thank enough the Rockefeller Foundation, which really helped me that. And when I came back, I started something where America was there too. So I had two countries which influenced and helped me find my way. It was Great Britain, and that was also New York. And really I felt free, and with many little adventures which really enriched my life forever.
When you were travelling during that year, I think you met William Faulkner, didn't you, down in the American South?
Faulkner was in Oxford, Mississippi, and I took an appointment by phone with, I think it was his daughter. He said, "Will you come?" So I jumped in a train, arrived, and knocked at the door, and they said, "Will you find my father?" You know, in a pub not very far from them. It was 6 o'clock. We left the pub the next morning at 6 o'clock, but it was fantastic. I mean, it was a conversation. We were joking most of the time, laughing at the things he knew and the things. And I couldn't stay there for too long. But I met him again when he came to Paris. Really, I like the man.
How did it seem to you when you went back to France? How did France, Paris compare when you went back to live there and spend time with your French colleagues and other writers who'd stayed at home?
Well, I mean, I stayed in the milieu of books, and I worked in a in a big publishing house, and that was a good lesson too, because I was a reader. I read something like 1 or 2 manuscripts a day, and that was some of the things you should not do. I was lucky to find good critics, a very good publisher, very clever, he helped me a lot. He was Claude Gallimard, the founder, and he said, "Don't lose your time in such novels. Do something a bit more majestic."
You spend a lot of time in the book talking about America, but you also have affectionate portraits of Italy and Switzerland and Paris. And I always feel when I read your fiction that you think of Europe as a single continent, a single set of landscapes.
That's true. I mean, I have a connection with those countries, and in Ireland mostly, in Greece and in Ireland. But I really loved living in Italy as I did, in the region of the lakes in the north of Italy, and a bit in Roma too. And then after that, I was a correspondent in Switzerland which is quite different, but it was a fantastic, extremely interesting mixture of all countries of the world. And I'm grateful to Switzerland to have worked there in a newspaper. I gave articles mainly, and I met many people. You know that Switzerland was a sort of what we used to say refuge. Of course, there were many people there who, if they had been in France, in Great Britain, they would have been sent to prison. But that was extremely interesting too. I still read the newspaper to see all the crimes, all the war, everything how horrible that the planet is living actually. I see that, but I isolate from that. It's not my part, you know.
Michel, thanks so much for inviting me in here to talk about your new novel, The Great and the Good.